Drake's obviously a part of it, so I didn't feel the need to expose him, but why not? From his occult connections, symbolism and sacrifices to his straight blasphemy, in which he even admits to. He's just another celebrity sellout puppet, and here's why. Starting with his symbolism, adopting the 666 as his trademark hand sign, countless amounts of times he's also displayed one-eye symbolism and even flashing the pyramid. In his album cover for Summer 16 he has again the 666 with an all-seeing eye in the middle. How did we let that fly over our head? He calls himself the Sixth God is straight blasphemy, and even acknowledging it in his song with sellout Rick Ross.
As soon as I give him the nod, meaning he'll blaspheme like putting a 6 with the God.
He doesn't even care. He's proud of it. His all symbolism is crazy. They all runs deep in the occult, which I'll explain later on in this video. One of my pinned videos is explaining the all worship in full, so I recommend you watch that before you start talking crazy, cause I promise you won't be talking crazy after it. Before we get into his sacrifices, this video is being posted on Patreon before anywhere else, so please go follow it. I'm on my last strike on TikTok, so I'd recommend strongly. Also, I'm thinking of doing podcast type vids on YouTube, so subscribe to it. Drake's song Sacrifices explains how he made sacrifices and the success he gained after doing so. The song is clearly about human sacrifice.
And I'm convinced I make sacrifices, I've been balling ever since. We seeing so many blessings, shit don't make no sense. Someone watching over us, so shot goes out to him. Yeah, I did something wrong, I had no choice in my defense.
Drake's involved in Kabbalah worship, in which gematria is studied within it, the coded language used by the elite to carry out rituals, sacrifices, and world events. This is how it works.
For those who are not familiar with gematria, it comes from Kabbalah, aka Jewish mysticism. It's a practice of assigning a number to each letter in the alphabet, meaning once you spell out a word or a phrase, you obtain a numerical value, at which you seek the hidden patterns within them.
Drake equals 21 in gematria, and the number 21 was important in the song as it was said 6 times. 21 is actually the 6th triangular number, and Drake calls himself the Sixth God. The song starts off with Drake saying he wrote it on the 21st day of the year, bringing up 21 2 more times in that verse. Then 2 Chainz starts his verse off by saying to Chainz, "I'm a real one," and Young Thug opening his verse by doing the same, featuring 21 twice in his verse. The whole song revolves around that number, that's why they put so much emphasis on it. Back when I still listened to music, this was one of my favorite songs, and I started realizing the patterns. There's always a deeper meaning. Drake's former artist Fif was taken out years ago, and I mean in relation to his sacrifice song. Fif equals 21 too. He was taken out age 33 at 3 a.m. 33 is one of the most important numbers in the occult, and we know 3 a.m. is the witching hour where occultists like to perform their rituals and sacrifices. Fif also equals 15, in which he was taken out with 15 weeks remaining in the year. This is how they operate. Remember, we may not use this numerological system, but the elites do. They're obsessed with astrology and numerology. Doesn't matter whether we participate or not.
See, I have a lot of different ties to things, man. Like I told you, I went to school for telecommunications. But you got to understand, telling is the first thing I went to school for, telling. So I'll tell you a story. So one day I was chilling with my friend Aubrey, right? It was like, yo, there's this one kid that's bothering me, and I think I'm going to kill him. And I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? God, we don't kill people at this level. And it's like, yeah, there's one kid. His name is like X or something like that. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't really listen to these rappers. So come to find out, the kid died. The kid died. Later on, the kid died. And then my friend Arby is like, he's doing this like freestyle thing. He's like talking about how he did the murder and everything.
Maybe I should break that 20, do a 10. Maybe I should break that 10, do a 5. Then if it gets live, do a 5 again. Break the 20 and get 2 10s. Then add 2 5s to get another 10. Now you've got 3 10s, which is XXX in Roman numerals. Drake was being real low-key with this bar, but the next one in the song has fans going crazy. He said, if he held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again.
Then I would have shut up. But otherwise, it's like you tried to sacrifice me, bro. You tried to sacrifice me. You can put that. You can put that as a caption if you want. The nigga tried.
But come on. He even lived, right? X life was a span of 20 years and 4 months. Just like that 24, right? We're moving that 0.
Drake is clearly an occultist. Drake's record label's logo is the owl of Athena, which is the same symbol used by the Bohemian Grove Club and the original Illuminati. A lot of people think the Illuminati sign is the all-seeing eye, but that's actually a Masonic symbol. The owl of Athena was a symbol used by the Illuminati. Drake chose the exact symbol to represent his record label. Drake also calls himself the Sixth God and can be seen showing his Masonic alliance with the Masonic all-seeing eye pose. In my opinion, Drake could have been behind what happened to X, just like X predicted it. This is why I believe X tried to do good with his last days, hoping he can change his fate. X tried to do the helping hand challenge before he passed, just to have Drake steal his idea and make it into the biggest music video of the year with his song God's Plan. He even went to X's home state of Florida to give out money. It's clear to me Drake was not having any of the disrespect X was aiming at him. Drake stood quiet and attacked silently and got away with it. It's obvious that both Drake and X are occultists and Masonic puppets. Both Drake and X sold their souls to have the world. They were willing to do anything to have it all, with no limitation.
Like that. And I'm like, oh my God, did you kill that kid? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, wow. And he was like, this is what we do in the Six. And I was like, oh, you're a Six God. And he was like, yes. And then it was over.
Dinner tables, 2010 was when I lost my halo. Reflection of all of your insecurities. Behind closed doors, a lot of Six God worshiping. Yeah.
We got London on the track.
This is all God's doing, man, you can't plan it. But if the devil's in the details, then I'm satanic.
Devil's working overtime. Voodoo spells put on my life.
So I give him the nod, meaning he'll blaspheme like putting the Six with the guard.
Give a fuck about your mob, boy. I'm the real Six God, boy.
I can put in the maximum amount of effort. I can use all my heart and my soul, you know, in my writing. But at the end of the day, I am being guided by some other power. I don't know what it is. I just went into demon mode.
All right, peace, y'all. Peace. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the artist Drake, all right, and his connections to the Kabbalah. All right, now, if you guys don't know, the Kabbalah is a Jewish practice of mysticism. All right, I may lose a few people with this video because I'm aware that Drake has a lot of stands out there. You won't idolatrize these artists anymore, okay? Because we all know that they get paid the big bucks, all right, to act as a messiah and lead people down the wrong path. A lot of people don't know this, but Drake's uncle was also in the music business, okay? His uncle, Larry Graham, who had the song 1 in a Million, which did pretty good, all right? It did really good. But this is where I believe Drake got a lot of his inspiration from to become an artist, all right? Now, I want to focus on Drake's middle name, okay? Aubrey Drake Graham, okay? Now, the name Drake, okay, comes from the word Draco, all right? Now, we know a lot of rappers that reference the Draco, okay? The Draco is also named after a form of ammunition, right? But you had Draco the Ruler, okay? Soulja Boy always mentions the Draco, right? But the Draco comes from the word dragon, okay? Where it defines a large serpent, okay? Now, Draco, which was the dragon who guarded the golden fleece, okay? He was a lawgiver in Greek mythology, all right? So now, if we pay very close attention to this name, names are everything, all right? Names have a big significance in why these people are picked as well. Some would say that Drake was a industry plant, right? And I'm gonna get into why this plays a major role as well. In 2002, Drake actually got his first shot on Nickelodeon, okay? Now, we all know what Nickelodeon is about, right? With the child groomers and things of that nature. He met an acting agent, okay, at his high school, okay? One of his friend's father was actually an acting agent, and he was the one that got Drake the role on Nickelodeon show Degrassi. When you have these kind of connections, like we all know that the Jewish people, they all have connections to each other, right? It's nothing but a handshake when it comes to, you know, entertainment and media. As he was doing the show Degrassi, okay, in 2006, he recorded his first mixtape, which sold 6,000 copies, all right? And the name of that mixtape was called Room for Improvement. A lot of people don't know this, but the way that he met Lil Wayne was through James Prince Jr. All right, now James Prince Jr. actually reached out to Drake and signed him to Aspire Music Group. Aspire Music Group was partly owned by Jazz Prince and Cortez Bryant, okay, who is the relative of Birdman. After recording a few mixtapes, okay, Drake was then introduced to Lil Wayne, who then signed Drake to Young Money Records. It's not a doubt in my mind, okay, that this was all planned. And all of these guys, right, all these different producers actually gave him the green light, all right? Now, in 2010, okay, after he went gold with the single Best I Ever Had, okay, he released his first debut album, Thank Me Later, all right? Now, in this song, Diplomatic Community, right, which was released a few years ago, he mentions in 2010, he lost his halo.
At dinner tables, 2010 was when I lost my halo.
Okay, now, here's the thing, right, and I'm going to break this down. This is when people take, you know, that oath that I always talk about, when they go to the next level, all right? You have to understand the wordplay, okay? Because like I said before in my old videos, these people are wordsmiths. They know how to word things so the average listener wouldn't understand what they're saying, okay? But in 2010, after his album Thank Me Later dropped, okay, you know, he went on to do big things, all right? He also had the song Light Up on this album, which had a feature by Jay-Z. Okay, now on this song, Light Up, we focus mainly on the hook here. It says, who would have thought I'd be caught in this life? Let's celebrate with the toast and get lost in tonight and make it all light up. Okay, ow. okay, he references the owl. All right, now I'm gonna break down the owl connection. Okay, we all know that Drake's record label, which is called OVO, October's very own, is in the shape of an owl's face. Okay, you see the two eyes here and the beak. All right, this is all symbolic. All right, this is all symbolic. All right, and you know the OVO is just a simile to OTO, the Auto Template Order, right, which is ran by Aleister Crowley. It says owl myths and legends. All right, it says owls and humans are connected from the dawn of history. The nighttime activity, large eyes, acute vision, and wisdom of owls were known by ancients. Dating from the Sumerian tablet, 2300 to 2000 BC, Lilith, the goddess of death, has talons for feet, wears a headdress of horns, and is flanked by owls. She is probably the inspiration for Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom and warfare. The rock crevices of Athens and the Acropolis were filled with small owls, believed to be the embodiment of Athena. When the Athenians won the Battle of Marathon from Persians in 490 BC, the warrior goddess Athena assumed the shape of an owl and led them from above. Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? It says, the Romans, who appropriated many of the Greek beliefs, associated owls with Minerva, the goddess of prophecy and wisdom. Minerva's role was similar to Athena's. The prophetic qualities of owls were known. Virgil writes that the hoot of an owl foretold the death of Dido. Pliny, all right, reports great confusion and fear in the form of an owl entered. Horace associates owls with witchcraft. Romans used representations of owls to combat the evil eye. Owl feathers and internal organs were found in magical potions and pharmaceutical remedies. For example, the ashes of an owl's feet were an antidote to snake bite, and an owl's heart placed on the breast of a sleeping woman forced her to tell all her secrets. All right, the Anu of northern Japan placed carved eagle owls on their houses to ward off famine and pestilence. They revered the eagle owl as a messenger of the gods or a divine ancestor. They drank a toast to the eagle owl before a hunting expedition. The screech owl warned against danger, but the barn owl and horn owl were demonic. Okay, so when we see these people referencing the owl, that goes in connection with the Bohemian Grove. All right, so this OVO thing here and all this owl worship and stuff, they all know that this is a huge play in witchcraft. All right, get a load of what Cat Williams says about his tattoo that is an owl.
Well, last question. The tattoo on your chin, what does that signify?
Oh, it's an owl. It just means wisdom and knowledge and learning things.
All right, so you know, like I said, all of these people are in the occult. All right, all of these celebrities are in the occult. They know exactly, all right, what they're doing. All right, and most people wouldn't know this, but you know, this is how it goes. All right, you're not going to get far in that business without dealing with that mess. All right, now let's get to the Kabbalah connections that Drake has. All right, and this comes from a book which is called Kabbalah and the Tarot of the Spirit. Okay, now this is a ritual that is done in the Kabbalah for all initiates. Okay, now I wouldn't advise you guys to go out there and try this mess, but I just want to explain to you that all of this stuff is connected. When we see certain things, it's all connected. All right, so here it says, a parallel to this preoccupation with the spit emerges in some rabbinic sources, where spitting during incantations marks the boundary between acceptable and unacceptable healing practices. The way in which spitting functions in these rabbinic sources as a negatively charged aspect of healing rituals perhaps points to a connection to these early Islamic discussions and to a shared ascription of meaning in regard to this deployment of bodily fluids during healing incantations. All right, I would suggest that an anxiety over sectarian boundaries is a part of this focus on spittle. In a rabbinic case, the demarcation between formative Jewish and sectarian practice, perhaps including Christianity, is part of this dismissal of spitting. The rhetoric against spitting in healing incantations present in some early Islamic sources is similar to this rabbinic effort to enact communal boundaries and Muslims to appear to have demarcated sectarian boundaries through the discouragement of certain healing rituals. All right, now it goes on to explain how this is done, but basically in a nutshell, it's referring to when these celebrities spit in each other's mouth. I know it's gross and disgusting, all right, but this is what they do. All right, this is a form of initiation. All right, so when Madonna spit inside Drake's mouth on stage, that was him being initiated into the Kabbalah. All right, now if you didn't know, whenever you see people with this red string around their wrist, all right, this is a form of the Kabbalah. They've all went through this initiation process, all of them. All right. Now, some people may say, yo, Jay, what's wrong with the Kabbalah? You know, it's all of that stuff is connected. It's all witchcraft. You get what I'm saying? It's all witchcraft. I don't understand why people don't get it, but, you know, it's all a part of the occult. Tarot cards is all connected to witchcraft. It's all of it. All of it. Fortune telling, all of it. All right. So these people know this stuff. All right. And this is why they practice it. All right. Now, I want to focus on the sacrifices that had to be made in order to level up Drake's career. All right. Now, in 2011, right, Drake's producer, 40 Shabib, was actually hospitalized and nearly died. All right, but this info was scrubbed off the internet. Okay, I don't know why per se it was scrubbed off the internet, but you can't find this anywhere. All right, I had to do some extensive digging, all right, to find this information. But his producer 40, okay, who suffers from MS, was actually hospitalized and nearly died. Okay, and it wouldn't doubt my mind that Drake actually had this removed from the internet. All right, so people would not know, okay, this type of stuff goes on, okay, because that would just open up a rabbit hole to more information. All right, but on September 20th, 2017, another offering was given, all right, by the name of Anthony Fif Soares, okay, which Drake has declined to address. All right, now this guy was a part of Drake's label, OVO, okay, but the situation took place where he was gunned down in his building lobby, all right, and nobody knows what happened, all right, nobody knows why he was gunned down, what took place, all right, but I'm sure Drake knows. I'm absolutely sure Drake knows, all right, and many people have speculated that he has something to do with the death of XXXTentacion as well, all right, so you know, this is what I'm going to say to you guys, right? When you take a look at these entertainers and these artists, right, you can't put them on pedestals. You know, you just can't, you know, and you know, because you never know what these people do behind closed doors, all right. And I know that you know, people, you know, they get caught up in the music, you know, and oh, he makes great music, he's a good artist and things of that nature. But you know, let's separate the artist from, you know, his personal dealings, you know. But this is how they're, you know, gravitating you, all right, is by doing these occultic practices, all right. So when you break out of the spell, all right, a lot of these musicians, they can't put a bind on you anymore. You know, the music doesn't even sound the same, you know. And I believe that once people wake out of this spell, okay, a lot of this music that we listen to, you know, will go down the hill, all right. Now, you know, there's so many things, you know, about this guy here that people are unaware of.
I scrolled for a while and seen a few people catching on in the comments, exposing the song was a thank you to the pagan god Baal aka Moloch. Good to see people catching on. I mean, Drake even says since he made sacrifices he'd been balling ever since, play on words with ball and balling, then admitting he did some wrong but had no choice, something watching over him, so shoutouts to him. Knowing it's a pagan god. Exactly 21 seconds and he mentions 21 for more coding and saying he can be the one to seal your whole fate, implying he could get you up out of here as in sacrifice. I mean, just pause to read these people in the comments decoded it nicely also. Remember, these artists are wordsmiths and some even have ghostwriters implementing these double meanings in their music. It's really a dark art behind this all. Music is being used as a form of witchcraft, and if you know about John Todd, then you know that's 100% factual.
Of music, science, art, mathematician, the actual numbers and codes that goes into it. And so when they talk about the top 5, all of those cats got a special code, you know. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I couldn't even, I didn't know. It's clear the work you put in, you're in my official top 5. You're in my
Then I gave you the chain. You got the chain with the ski mask on. Niggas ain't ski mask right up on you. Then he puts on the ski mask and puts his friend on the back of the cover. And then just look at the caption. Dark Lane demo tape out everywhere at midnight. Also, my 6th studio album dropping summer. Lucky number 6 with the devil face. Like, how much clearer does this have to be? Now, I'm not saying Drake himself did it, because Drake don't have to. He don't have to. Come on now. He don't have to sit up here and get his hands dirty, right? But it's just interesting that, you know, he's doing this. And Tootsie Slide, right? Tootsie Slide, which was on that tape, Dark Lane demo tape, where he's wearing the ski mask once again, throwing up the 666. But Dark Lane demo tapes and Forever Fifth, right, which was his caption, both equal 65 in full reduction. Even Dark Lane demo tapes equals 97 in reverse full reduction, just like Death equals 97. So it was like this album was once again putting it right in your face and taunting you about the sacrifice that took place. Right? And it sounds so innocent, right? Because it was a dance, right? It go right foot up, left foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we about to slide. But he telling you though, can't let this one slide. And you just said that he stole some jewelry off of Drake's tour bus. And he's sitting here putting it in front of your face. And even the music video, he's sitting here, the whole music video, it's supposed to be a dance. and he's sitting here with this ski mask on, with these gloves on, like he's finna go do a hit. So it's like, what's with this ski mask? What's really up with it? It's almost like he's taunting. He dancing, having a good time. You hear me? In his own crib. The day that he dropped this. Now I told you that the day that they dropped this is for a reason. He dropped this 4/3, just like killing equals 43. This was nothing but mockery. This was nothing but him taunting and putting it right in front of your face. No shame. And he even went to the man's funeral and was a pallbearer. Did you know that? Did you know that Drake actually went to his funeral and he carried the casket? Man, this nigga on some Tupac from Juice shit. These niggas is heartless. What was that? Was that Juice or was that Above the Rim where he went to that nigga funeral, spoke to the mama and everything? I'm sorry for your loss. Whole time he had something to do with it. It's one of them. It's one of them. And of course, in 2021, at the end of the year, the chart performance for Dark Lane demo tapes, where he bragged about the killing of his friend in Canada, it peaked at, well, no, not it peaked, but it ended the year at the position of 117, just like Toronto, where Drake is from and where his friend got killed. 117. Yes, indeed they are. Indeed they are.
So let's talk about you being Jewish real quick.
Let's do that.
Because a lot of people think that like Asher's Jewish.
Right.
He's not. His dad's Jewish. He doesn't really identify. All loves to Jews, but he's not Jewish.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand,
But he wasn't there. He didn't read his portion, first of all.
you didn't have a bar mitzvah.
Come on. Are you serious?
You had a, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Just tell, you don't understand how big you're about to be in the Jew world.
You don't understand how big it is. First of all, I live in an all-Jewish area. So
where's that?
Forest Hill.
Okay.
I went to a predominantly Jewish school growing up. I definitely had a bar mitzvah in an Italian restaurant, mind you.
My lord.
Yeah.
A nice Italian restaurant?
A very nice Italian restaurant. The song of the night was Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way.
You are younger than me.
Yeah.
I forget about that.
Yeah, man. I was in there. I was in synagogue. I had my yom gone.
Hebrew school the whole nine? You did? No, you
See, I cheated. I didn't really.
So you just did that? No, your parents are nice.
Yeah.
So they let you do the bar mitzvah without having to do the fucking Hebrew school. So your mom's Jewish.
My mother's Jewish, and we have great Jewish dinners like Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur.
First text message you ever sent me. Good Shabbos.
Yeah, good Shabbos.
He kept it real.
Yeah.
Have you gotten approached yet by the Jewish media?
No, I haven't got approached by the Jewish media, but somebody today, who I won't mention, was like, you know how big you're gonna be? And I was like,
wait, was that me 5 minutes ago? I remember saying that.
Somebody's like, you know how big you're gonna be? And he's like, this has never happened before. It's like every Jew is going to just like really embrace.
Well, here's the thing. There are Jews like my dad who like cling to like the biggest reaches.
Yeah.
Like, you know who's Jewish? Matt Damon. I'm like, no, he's not, Dad. He's definitely not Jewish. And like people reach, and the fact that you actually identify, that's gonna be big.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
You're doing something that I could never.
During the tour. Last month while Drake was on tour, Drake's dad, Dennis Graham, made a police report after he received a very interesting call. According to the reports, for approximately 15 minutes, Drake's father was called and texted by a mysterious caller who told Dennis he knew he was Drake's father. More importantly, he was talking to Drake's father about Drake and the Freemasons. No more information was revealed about the situation, but this to me was all extremely interesting. First question that came to my mind was, how did this man get Drake's father's number? He must be connected in the industry. There is literally no other way to get Drake's father's number, unless you're his family member or a friend of his, which at that point, the person calling wouldn't have been a mystery. Second, what did this mystery caller say to Drake's father about Drake and Freemasonry that made him call the police? Was he making threats to Drake's father, or was he threatening to expose Drake's connection to Masonry? This to me is interesting, especially since no one's really talking about this happening, and we know exactly why. They have to keep anything involving Freemasonry away from the public. Just like Travis Scott being banned from the pyramids because of his Masonic affiliation, all of the media outlets left out the part about it being related to Freemasonry. I think this mystery caller was probably threatening to expose Drake, or maybe something much worse. If it was someone trying to expose Drake, it wouldn't be the first time, as a few months back, an industry makeup artist named Olivia Song did the exact same thing. Back in February of this year, Olivia made it on some hip-hop blogs after she came out exposing Drake, stating that he was trying to take her out. She claims that she exposed him for being a part of the Illuminati, which we know is really just the Masonic order. According to her, Drake is into some disturbing things.
Dream is working hard, creating a family and building from ground up and giving back and spreading light and love. It is not that have never achieved but they sell their soul and now they're getting played by the strings like puppets to mind control society. That is not the American dream. I'm sorry to inform you. So shout out to everyone doing right. And if you have a problem with me exposing your fades that could not beat me in a test of intelligence, I mean, hey, that's your business, not mine. And nobody is going to check me because everybody and their mama know my mouth is too smart and it's too quick and my mind is too sharp. And I will flip the script on you quick. I'm a tax-paying, hard-working citizen with accolades. They're not. I'm not dealing with a certified lover boy. I'm dealing with a certified narcissist, sociopathic, murderous, psycho.
As you heard for yourself, Olivia Song calls out Drake, letting the world know what Drake is really up to. I am not at all surprised